I'm the curate of Lisburn Cathedral.
And I'm a hospital chaplain in the Diocese of Cork, Cloyne and Ross.
I'm Bishop of Meath and Kildare.
And I work in the parish of Rathmines with Harold's Cross.
I'm Bishop's curate for the Moville group of parishes here up on the Inishowen Peninsula.
I'm the rector of the parish church here in Ballinamallard.
I'm the Dean of St Mary's Cathedral in Limerick and rector of Limerick City Parish.
And I'm a curate in St Mark's Parish, Portadown.
I'm not a farmer, but I've lived in many rural communities, so I know what animals do and I know the hard work that farmers put in. It's just a lovely place to minister and to bring the gospel and to receive, because the people are of great faith.
What inspired me into hospital chaplaincy was being able to be alongside people who are vulnerable, who are frightened, who are afraid, as well as having lots of opportunities to rejoice and to celebrate with people who get good news, who are well again.
Never imagined being a bishop, and sometimes people would have teased me and said, you'll be the first woman bishop, and I thought, do you know me at all? Starting off as a youth worker, and that gave me a taste for ministry that I think I never forgot.
And during a vacancy, one retired clergy just asked me straight out, have I ever considered life within the church? And it's sparked a flame really that I started questioning maybe, and then explored it and looked at the various options, and one thing led to another.
I love the intergenerational feel of what our church community has, and I love people to feel part of the bigger church. And so I set up a cycling group for our mental health and to keep fit, to get people together so they can ask questions about God, talk about faith, and have the freedom to do that. And I'm a firm believer that, people want to belong somewhere.
The chaplaincy that I'm involved with in Ballinamallard is the chaplaincy for the football club, Ballinamallard United. I knew nothing about football at the time. I know a lot more now. I like to see the church being out in the community rather than trying to get the community into the church.
A very important part of our work is, for example, to go into the schools, particularly the Church of Ireland schools, but also community colleges, and share good news and help the kids, the older kids in particular, think about ethical questions and how this relates to faith in their lives and their futures.
I love what the church is and what it's called to be, and all the variety that there is in the church.
I think I have a real low boredom threshold, so I love the ministry because it's very varied.
No one week is the same. This morning we welcomed the Hungarian ambassador to the cathedral. This afternoon I'm organising flower rotas. This evening I'm sit on the board of a secondary school. No one day is the same. It's one of the great joys and privileges of ordained ministry.
I want to make a difference. I feel a real sense of privilege that this is my call, but it wasn't in the plan.
I have to live and be known by my authenticity as a Christian. We listen to connect to the other person.
It's got to be about connection, because that's how Jesus did it. He connected one-to-one with people.
One of my biggest passions is to see people serve the local church. And what brings my heart so much joy is just seeing people do the things that God has gifted them with.
I think at the root of calling, all human beings were called back to God.
It's about a resonance that goes deep within your soul that ties into the love of God that He has for people. I actually resisted ordination for a period of time. I was working in business, and this sort of rising innate sense of needing to respond was bubbling up.
For me, it was a process. It was a journey over years of God just doing and working in and through me.
Ordination's a very definite calling, and I'd really encourage people to at least consider it. And if it's not for you, absolutely fine, because it has to be for you and it has to be a calling.
When it sort of crystallised was the moment the Archbishop of Dublin contacted me to say, yes, we believe this calling is for you. But I still felt a sense, it's still up to me to respond to that. I still saw it as an invitation. But that was a very, very important moment, and there have been a number of moments along my journey like that.
Don't stop asking God through your life about what He wants you to do.
And there's such a joy and a privilege in being with people and leading a diocese. I absolutely love it.
When I first felt that initial call, I was so reluctant.
I felt like I responded to this innate call God put on my heart. And so everything flows back to that.
And when I think about what I wanted to do with my life before and where I'm at now, I think there's no way I would be fulfilled in any other role.